Because when you drop, the massive expansion happens. It's, you know, when you sing, when you learn how to sing, you know, you tighten, you never release the abdominals, right? You go, I mean, all of that happens in here. It doesn't happen in here, right? So the reality is when I can feel these waves in my belly, right? That's chanting. That's when you move the energy of the kundalini. And it's not a forceful experience. It's a very gradual. So when I go, belly out. Nama Shivaya. My whole crown is completely open. If I go, nah, it doesn't, right? So just as there are waves in an instrument like a flute or a piano or vocally, you need to feel those waves. And the Western mind isn't used to having those waves because we're used to sitting in meditation going, okay, I'm ready, God. Now, please. I got about 30 minutes. Yeah, right. Right? That's the Western mind. You know? Well, I made a commitment to meditation. This is not working out.
When you're chanting, need a breath, you should take, when you're doing the chant, for instance, Om Namah, this is wrong.
You don't have to over-exaggerate it, but you need to find the moments where the shakti gets restored. So imagine that the kundalini, like, I could probably continue with the same breath, right? Yeah. But I let the lower parts of my abdominals, my stomach, to release. And the reason why is because what I need to create a love affair with the kundalini. And she doesn't pay attention unless I am so authentic and so real, and I drop my breath and I woo her and seduce her to pay attention to me.
So it seems to me there are two possibilities. You can
woo her and still be sexy. You're totally right, Miranda.
You can, if you are, for instance, this is a feeling for me. If I do it on all one breath, there's a kind of soaring feeling. But
Correct.
When you're talking about, if you want the kundalini to pay attention, by taking the individual breaths, then when you are, with each breath, you are dropping down, so it's like a reconnection.
Right. There's correct. Totally, all of that is correct. When we do Om Namo Gurudev, what's after that? Namo. And then there's a so Gurudev Gurudev Namo. Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. Gurudev, and now my arch, my back, literally arches. Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. Now I release the energy all the way to the central crown chakra. Do you understand that? So in that moment when I chant, my back can release a little bit, and that sound moves all the way. So first these are ways, Gurudev, Gurudev, Namo. But when I really hold that breath and I just elongate it all the way out, then the energy goes right into the center part of the sushumna, or the crown, and you have all these layers of petals, and the petals go and this takes time to feel, but you can feel it as a wave, or you can feel it as tingling on your crown. And so to feel these natural organic waves, 99% of the time, I don't normally talk about this because a lot of people force it, and that can cause, you know, a lot of imbalance in people psychologically, and particularly when people are not stable emotionally. But when you do this gradually, Gurudev, Gurudev Namo, you know, the energy, these waves go, Gurudev, Gurudev Namo. It's like a flirtation, like, hello. And that energy just moves in your body. And if you allow this to be these moments of flirtations, of relationships between you and the universe, the energy starts to move. That's meditation. That hall can be loud. There could be a drummer next door. There can be a woman farting next door. There can be, you know, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you stay in that current. And that's meditation. That's where it gets you into these multidimensionalities. When I get you to chant so that the inner chamber is filled with light. That's basically, when I get you to breathe properly, you're turning on the lights. You're turning your inner world into illuminosity. When you drop down and breathe properly, you're turning on the stadium lights. Then they go off again. And then you breathe again and it goes on. And eventually what ends up happening, this inner rhythm, because your constant attention to keeping this attuned, all of a sudden goes boom, and nurturing it becomes so much easier and effortlessly, because it's trying to get the kundalini to awaken itself to move all the way up. But that requires you to have great respect, great regard, to be very conscious, to be very alert, to be very attuned, to be the witness, not your emotions. It requires this whole range of evolution before she fully awakens and becomes predominant inside the body.